You must kill someone if you want to leave. Anyone who kills a fellow student becomes a black and graduate. You heard that?
Like I said, I'm psychic.
Come on, I'm just kidding. Seriously, I just have amazing intuition. She used that same joke on you before and you're about to fall for it. I would have known it, but... Makoto, do you have a dream? Whoa, what about you, Sayaka? What's your dream? I'd love to hear. My dream is... I've always wanted to be a star, as long as I can remember. I grew up without a mother, you know. My dad worked really late every night. I was always home alone. I was just a kid, you know, so I was really lonely. But that all changed when I saw a pop star on TV for the first time. She was so pretty, like a princess. She could sing and dance. The only thing else was her smile. Looking at her smile, I could feel my loneliness melting away. Decided that's what I want to be someday. I wanted to give that kind of encouragement to others. What it takes? Absolutely.
Makoto!
You're the only one I could trust, so please...
No matter what happens, please always be there for me. I need you on my side.
Holy shit. Sayaka! The fuck? Took me a second to realize that I was screaming. When I saw it dug into my brain through my eyes and buried itself in my brain. And
during the trial, you'll have to present your arguments about who you think the blackened is. And once everything comes to an end, the outcome will be decided by popular vote. If the answer you've arrived at is correct, only the one that disturbed your peace will be punished. The rest may continue their communal life. However, if you choose poorly, then the one who got away with murder will survive, and the rest of you will receive your punishment.
So basically, you already know.
Which of course means your school life will come to an end. Help to me, godly spear, Gunyer!
Oh boy. It's another one right down the drain. It's 2 people in 1 chapter.
This wasn't supposed to... Why? Me?
Suddenly, right at the end, her eyes shot wide open. Just like that, she never moved again. What? Right on the blow with number 11 or 37. Actually, I read Noel. But it is something you would read upside down. It says Leon. Very possible she broke her wrist during the struggle. Killer attacked Sayaka in the main room, which is when her wrist got broken. After that, the killer cornered her in the bathroom, where they inflicted the deadly wound. It looked like some kind of concert. Standing on stage front and center was a face I recognized too well. Sayaka! She was there along with her friend she said had been so important to her. She was positively glowing there in front of the crowd, so full of life. Seeing that image made it even harder to accept that she was dead. Things started to blur and darken, and then the voice that had come to despise so much began to flow out of the screen.
Sayaka Maizono, the ultimate pop sensation, lead singer for a world-famous all-girl pop band. For these girls, the glowing spotlight only made them that much more beautiful. But then...
Suddenly the screen went dark. Reminds me of friggin' Sonic.exe. Shit. Sayaka disappeared from the stage, which is now in ruins. But I noticed even more than that. The figures of the other girls had all simply collapsed.
This ultra-successful team suddenly fell apart. None of them will ever perform on stage again. None of them will ever feel the warmth of the spotlight.
Well, at least she gets to see her friends.
For Sayaka, there's simply nowhere for her to return to. So here's the billion-dollar question. What, oh what, could have caused the group to go to pieces?
I really need to help. Well then, the time finally comes. Are you ready? What's this class trial that Monokuma mentioned? Can Makoto sweep away the cloud of suspicion surrounding him? even with a dead body laying in his bathroom. And what about the Blackened, who's actually responsible for Sayaka's death? Now, without further ado, the class trial is now in session. All rise.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results.
See how this goes.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the Blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
Because they got away.
And the killer really is one of us, right?
Of course.
Okay then, everyone close your eyes, and whoever did it, raise your hand.
Don't be
Why?
a goddamn idiot. Why the hell would they raise their hand?
What's the point of that anyways?
Before we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question real quick? What's going on with those pictures?
TikTok's right after me.
I'd feel awful if they got left out just because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's barrier. Friendship penetrates?
Okay, but what about that other empty seat? There were only 15 of us to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
Oh, no reason. It's just that our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people.
She just has a friggin' empty seat.
Okay, that about does it for the preamble. Get ready to get started. First up is the case summary. Now, let the class trial begin.
I believe this is actually gonna be, might be a little more difficult than Phoenix Wright, but I'll try. It's about to begin, the debate to decide who we think the killer is. Anything I found, anything I noticed, I have to be ready to speak up about everything. Because this isn't just about me. Everyone's lives are on the line. Your first non-stop debate, so yes, I would. As things progress during each class trial, you will engage in a number of non-stop debates. During these discussions, characters will speak one after another without pause. It's up to you to unearth any lies or contradictions buried within their statement. What this means is that you'll have to use your truth bullets to refute what they say. Any relevant truth bullets you found during investigation will be loaded into the truth cylinder. Use the left stick to aim, then fire with the Y button. Okay. Pay close attention to each character's statements and use your truth bullets to blast the right ones. Note that if you run out of time, you'll automatically fail, so be careful. Press the start button during these arguments, you can review the controls. Good luck and have fun. And try not to fuck up. Evidence of a struggle.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono!
Yeah, we know that part already.
And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom.
Things got intense already.
So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
You have to press that? We talked about what was just said. Because if Sayaka hadn't resisted at all, there's no explanation for what happened to my room. Oh, okay, okay, so for here, like, yeah, I know the yellow text is what I have to hit, but sometimes you just see the advice, so... Here, Sayaka did struggle, and then Chihiro mentioned that she would have no chance to struggle, but... If you had looked at her wrist was broken and all bloody because she did struggle. Quick stab up. I need to stop and do some of that. When you see one come out, then one fire. Okay, the B button is up forward.
I assert that the one who was murdered killed, and the murder took
In the bathroom, so it seemed the killer must have taken her by surprise. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
No, it's wrong!
Great. Because he did
Just
struggle.
a second, Chihiro. Try to remember how my room looked. With the way things had been damaged, I think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
struggle? Between who and who?
Between Sayaka and the killer, of course.
So you're saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom?
She must have been attacked in the main room first. Then, she ran to the bathroom to try and hide. The killer followed her in, and that's where they finished the job.
That much should have been obvious after taking one look at the scene. It shouldn't even need explaining.
Sorry.
Okay, so what's next?
Next is the subject of the murder weapon.
Wow, this is starting to sound like a real trial.
That's what it is. You need to determine what was used to kill Sayaka. We always want to look at the hints and read everything. Kitchen knife set.
So what was used to kill her?
Like a Mario Party
There was
minigame.
some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach. Without a doubt, that is the murder weapon.
So the killer used some random knife they had on him.
Nope!
How could anyone do something like that?
It wasn't a random knife they had on them, it was a kitchen knife. Because the object that was thrust into Sayaka's stomach was almost certainly the knife that disappeared from a certain location.
So what was used to...
There was some kind of without a doubt.
So the killer used some random knife they had.
Nope.
No, it's wrong.
Great. I love that.
No. I do think it was a knife, but not just any knife. I'm almost positive it was a kitchen knife.
Huh? A kitchen knife?
After the murder, we discovered that one of the knives from the kitchen was missing.
Which means that knife must be the murder weapon.
Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense. You could sort of see the weapon sticking out of her stomach.
No, you can definitely
And
see
if you
it.
look real close,
That's sort of.
I could totally see that being a kitchen knife.
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife, but where does that get us? I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
Why are you putting the blame on me? Last I checked, it was your name on the wall.
Right. Makoto's room was the scene of the crime. What more proof do you need?
Hold on
Numbers.
a second.
Let's draw our conclusions after we presented our arguments. Otherwise, what's the point of the trial?
Well, we can talk all we want. It's not going to change that conclusion.
I don't think that's true at all. I'm sure if we keep at it, something new will reveal itself.
You really believe that?
She's right, there's gotta be a breakthrough somewhere. Just wait for us to find it. Because I know damn well I'm not the killer. It's a bit more to learn about non-stop the big, yeah. Concentrate by holding down the RB button. While your concentrating time will slow down so you can pay close attention to what everyone's saying. On top of that, it'll steady your aim, making it easier to target potential weak spots. Concentrating like that consumes focus keys. Okay, right bumper. Wait, right bumper? Let me see. On the right bumper button? Damn, I have to press this thing. Well then, good luck and have fun. Again. Owie's account. Oh yeah,
So I guess there's no question that the kitchen knife was the murder weapon. But where does that get us?
Makoto must have taken it from the kitchen, right? He did it in secret, when nobody was in the dining hall. And then he went and stabbed Sayaka with
It's not right bumper.
So he really did do it.
Nope, I saw that.
Been decided.
Well, nobody was looking.
Reached the end.
Owie was already in the Owie was been in the kitchen. Some way to prove I didn't take the knife. The person who was in the dining hall last night should be able to do it.
So I guess there's no question that the kitchen, but where does that...
Makoto must have did it in secret, when nobody was in the...
No, that's
Great.
Okay, wait. Hold on. I didn't take the knife from the kitchen.
Next you're gonna say you're not the killer, right? Go ahead and say it all you want.
Well, what if I have a witness? What do you think, Tina?
Huh?
Remember what you were telling me earlier?
Well, I want to go get some tea from the kitchen last night, and all the knives are still there. I finished my tea and went back to the kitchen to wash my glass. One of the knife is gone. Just then the knife disappeared from when you were doing your tea in the dining hall. Yeah.
Just to be perfectly clear, the knife disappeared while you were in the dining hall, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And at any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, he definitely wasn't there.
The knife disappeared while Hina was in the dining hall. But I wasn't there the entire time. In other words, there's no way I could have taken the knife.
Okay, then what about this? What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together, and lying to protect each other?
Idiot swimmer girl? Oh, and more importantly, why would I get involved in something like that?
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
But what if they did work together, and they just didn't know about the rule?
Good grief! Enough already! No, okay? There are no accomplices in this case! Oops! Did I say that out loud?
Anyway, I didn't go to the dining hall, and I didn't take the knife. So I'm not the killer.
Okay, so then, who did take the knife? Hina seems the obvious candidate. After all, she just said she was in the dining hall.
No way!
I really hate Celeste. It's crazy all the time.
Sure, but can you or anyone else prove that?
I can.
That's right. Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea.
I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's me. Right.
But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife?
Actually, no. Because, well...
Just spit it out already.
I stayed in Hina's room last night.
I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking, I just asked her to stay over. Which means we have airtight alibis. You stayed over? Doesn't that violate one of the school regulations?
We're not allowed to sleep anywhere but the dorm, but it doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned room, so I don't think that's a problem.
It is a problem! A boy and a girl spending the night together? It's unwholesome!
But I'm a girl.
You are? Oh my gosh, I'm so
She
sorry!
can find herself as a girl! How did you not know, buddy?
But if it wasn't either of you, then what other possibility is there?
Actually, there is one other possibility. Right, Hina?
Oh, yeah, that's true! One other person did come to the dining hall while we were there.
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Well, because... they're not here anymore.
Someone who's not here. Are you talking about...
Sayaka.
Yep.
She's the one who came to the dining hall. And then later, she wound up dead.
Sayaka! Okay, so the person who took the knife in the kitchen was... Okay, so Hina didn't do it, and Monokuma would never do it. It seems in the curse of a struggle, I'd have to say it was Sayaka.
Then, Sayaka is the one who took the knife?
That's the only possibility. And
She didn't
thinking
kill herself,
back on
though.
it, she was acting kind of unusual.
There's a video!
When she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look at us. She just went straight to the kitchen. As she left, she said she just wanted a drink of water. But most likely...
The person who took the knife was the victim herself!
I'm sure she just took it for self-defense.
So you're saying the knife she took was then taken from her, and she was killed with it?
That would prove the struggle, then.
In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
What?
See? He did do it after all!
No, you're wrong.
Hate Toko, too.
So, that's how you would twist the argument and send us all off in the wrong direction?
It's not even badass.
You possess a most terrifying talent.
Damn, if I don't do something, they're gonna blame me for the murder. Don't they understand? If they convict me, everyone's gonna die.
Hold on. It's still too early to decide conclusively that Makoto is the killer, wouldn't you say? Because you see, if the room did belong to the killer, then they did something most bewildering. And until we unravel that little mystery, you simply can't declare that he's the killer.
Bewildering? What the hell are you talking about?
Something was missing from the scene of the crime that by all rights should have been there. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Your first Hangman's Gambit's about to begin. As things advance further in the class trial, the Hangman's Gambit will eventually take place. The point is to reveal an important phrase related to the incident in question. You have to deduce the phrase from the letters flying around the letters already known. Complete the phrase by shooting down the flying letters in the right order. Don't pick the aim order. In long words, your stuff will damage you and influence you. If you get 0, you run out of time, you fail. Good luck on that part. Something should have been on the scene, but wasn't. That must be the crucial point. You can figure out what that something is. Hangman's Gambit. Hair? So there's a lint roller.
Now I understand.
Complete. What's not supposed to?
That's right. There wasn't a single hair on the floor.
So, the culprit removed some evidence?
Yes. And if I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room? It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime scene if the crime scene is in my room.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there. That makes sense, does it not?
No. If that were the case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair.
She was definitely bloody in the bathroom.
Yes, very true, very true.
Okay, then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
The lint roller.
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there.
Wait, then that means...
Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one and the same.
Then Makoto isn't the culprit?
Been saying that the whole time.
Are you sure we can decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
Hair is evidence, after all.
No. There are other reasons that prove why Makoto couldn't have done it.
I would like to hear these reasons.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene?
The numbers?
Sayaka was attacked in the main room first, then fled into the bathroom, right?
Yeah, then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it?
What do you mean?
It's fairly certain that the killer had some trouble getting into the bathroom. There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember, Makoto?
The killer struggled to get in the bathroom, and the evidence that proves it is the object the killer broke. What did they broke? The doorknob!
I got it! Evidence that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're talking about the doorknob, right?
Huh? The doorknob? What doorknob?
Doorknob was
the
broken.
Doorknob for my bathroom. It was completely broken. See how the top part was unscrewed? And the doorknob's about ready to fall off?
Oh yeah, true. But what does it mean?
In trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob. This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion.
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room?
I know I
The only
wouldn't.
choice you have is to break it. You break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
I mean, if you're gonna
You
break
still
it, go to
don't
someone
see?
else's room.
Okay, let's take another look at how the incident unfolded. Hopefully that will help you understand.
Kyoko said it was a bewildering act. I almost didn't notice it at first, but is that the key point here? There's a bit more to learn about non-stop. Okay. Take everything I can. The number of weak spots will go up, but no matter how many weak spots, there's essentially only one liar contradiction. Not all weak spots you see are necessarily false. It's truthful, the wrong one. Not only will you fail, they say, but also lower your trust in everyone. Fluent engage will take damage. You fail. You have to rely on your own logic to determine which reach works actually last. Good luck and have fun. It's always good luck and have fun. I'm actually nervous about this. The bathroom door frame.
The incident took place in Makoto's room.
I like moving this thing around.
Sayaka was first attacked in the main room.
That's what they said.
She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door. Because Sayaka had locked it.
Ah!
And finally,
the door can't lock!
Had Sayaka cornered.
The door can't lock!
Finish the job, they stabbed her with the kitchen knife.
It was you, wasn't it, Makoto? Admit it!
The lie was that the door doesn't lock, so that must be it. It's not because the door was locked. No, this is a different reason entirely.
The incident took place in Makoto.
Sayaka was first, she then fled into the...
Then the killer ran and they got into the back.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door. Because Sayaka had locked it.
The door doesn't lock!
No, that's wrong!
Great.
The reason my bathroom didn't open wasn't because it was locked. After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with locking bathrooms, right?
Yes, now that you mention it, that is true.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because it was stuck.
Huh? What are you talking about?
My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yup, true as true can be.
Ah, the music from the Monokuma Theater.
But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door. That's not lucky at all.
So the reason the door didn't open was just because it was stuck. But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place?
Because it was stuck!
Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms.
That's a thought right there.
The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime.
The killer was convinced the bathroom door was locked. They didn't know the door actually couldn't be locked. In other words, the important detail about the scene of the crime that they didn't know was... Oh!
I got it!
I had to think about that.
Must not have realized that it was my room.
What? Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was? That's inconceivable.
And yet, he's absolutely right.
Say what?
Well, to be more specific...
Well, are we talking about the nameplates that got
What the killer
swapped?
didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms, which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom. If Sayaka had been in her own room, then
there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through!
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
Ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. But the killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door opened.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is...
Definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening, right?
That is a definite possibility.
Are you beginning to conceive?
So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms? Then Makoto couldn't have done it.
Again, I've been saying that the whole time. Yep, that's what I've been trying to tell you.
Okay, then who did do it?
I'm sorry, but I give up! Quit without saving!
But...
Restart.
What happens if we can't decide on who we think did it?
Well, why don't we just vote right now? Majority rules!
Majority rules? You really think that's a good idea?
Yeah, our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something. For serious.
Chihiro.
Does no one have any other thoughts or questions?
Chihiro's face
It does not matter how trivial they may seem.
I love Chihiro too.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I do have one question.
Oh, you...
Fuck off, Celeste.
You don't gotta sound so disappointed.
It's fine, it's fine. Just ask your question.
Oh yeah. Okay, so, well, I was just wondering, how did the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first place?
Yes.
That's what I've been wondering,
How did
actually.
the killer get inside?
Maybe Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible, right?
I don't think so. That seems way too convenient.
Then
Way too convenient come from
maybe
Leon.
someone picked the lock?
Negative! If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way. They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Miss Maizono just let him in.
But she said she didn't want to open it for anyone.
Either.
Oh, trying to argue against me?
Well, because she made a promise she wouldn't open the door for anyone, not even Makoto.
Hello? Why exactly can't that be it?
Because she asked me to do something in particular because of how frightened she was. There's no way Sayaka let someone in because... Is it the switching rooms?
I got it! Because Sayaka was already scared, remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place.
Oh yeah. Same goes for you, Sayaka. No matter who it is, don't open your door for anyone. Even I'm sure too, I absolutely won't open it. Otherwise, what's the point of even switching? I mean, the nameplate still got switched.
I just can't believe she would have opened the door for anyone.
What if her being scared was a lie?
Huh? Well, what the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would she lie about something like that?
I know you don't want to consider it, but look at this and tell me. Can you still deny the possibility?
There's something I want to talk to you about, just us two. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
I found a notepad during my search, and I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil. And these are the words that appear.
Oh man! I've totally seen people do that on detective shows. When you write, it can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the words. When I saw that, I was like, holy crap! I better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes. Oh, and I should also mention...
That note not forged?
I found the notepad on the desk in Makoto's room.
No, my notepad was empty!
Huh? Which means only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it.
Then either it was Makoto who lived there, or Sayaka who switched rooms for a single night.
Was the notepad still empty
So,
when we
Makoto,
investigated?
Did you write this?
No, I didn't. But
of course you didn't. Because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature. Sayaka's signature.
That was forged. Then, that note, Sayaka wrote it?
But why? Why would she write that?
The note was likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone. She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate pop sensation, what young man could resist?
Of course, I'm only into 2D, so it wouldn't have any effect on me.
But can we be sure anyone even got this note? And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened.
Huh? What makes you say that?
Just jumping all over the place.
Would you like to hear what I have to say? Very well then.
Celeste.
Pay attention.
Why are you so happy about this? The nameplate.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct?
Yep.
But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room.
I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room.
Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in. So in other words, even if someone did read the note and did what it said, they would not have any connection to what happened.
It certainly would seem that way.
The killer went to my room instead of Sayaka's, and the reason for that is, it has to be because of what got switched between mine and Sayaka's room. The nameplates, yeah. So is that what I'm
Sayaka
looking
and
for?
Makoto switched rooms, correct?
Sayaka and Makoto?
But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room. I see. So it's then they would have gone to exactly the room that Makoto was staying in.
Is it? I'm not sure.
No, that's wrong.
Alright? I'm a little confused about this.
The nameplates on Mai and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
They got switched?
That's right. The nameplates got switched, just like the rooms themselves. As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's name. And the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room.
Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka was.
Plus, their rooms are right next to each other, so switching the nameplates would be no problem. And the one who switched the names was... Well, of course it
just
wasn't
happened
you,
randomly.
right, Makoto?
Right. Okay, then who did it?
Only one person could have switched the nameplate. The only other person who knew we had switched rooms. Killer? Killer had to be the one who switched the nameplates.
Shoot!
Damn it! But it can't be Sayaka, right? It's not me.
I got it! Me and Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew about us switching rooms. So the only other person besides me who would even know to switch the nameplates was Sayaka.
You can also infer as much from her note.
I want to talk to you about this. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Take nameplate to make sure you don't get the wrong room.
She specifically tells the reader to check the nameplate. She would only have written that if she knew the nameplates had been switched.
But why would she switch them in the first place?
She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
What?
Inviting someone to your room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms. Why would anyone do that?
To understand that, we first need to understand what happened after she invited the person into the room. That's where the answer lies.
What happened then was probably whoever she invited over came in and attacked her.
So don't say anything
We
else.
figured it out! We know who did it! Whoever she invited over is the culprit!
That's vague.
But we still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot!
Sayaka fought with her killer there in the room, yes? Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in that initial struggle.
Yes, I think you're right.
Then... we just have to figure out what happened during the fight, right?
That reminds me. There was a replica sword at the murder scene. Was that perhaps used during the fight?
The gold from the sword.
Oh yeah. What's the deal with that sword?
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself. It seems pretty likely that the killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
How the hell could you possibly know that's what broke her wrist?
He's hiding his hands too! And then Sayaka's wrist is broken in the fake sword is because look at her wrist, there's no doubt. Yeah, the gold.
I got it! All you have to do is take a good look at her broken wrist, and it should become pretty clear. Right there where her wrist is all swollen. There's something glittery there. See?
Is that gold?
It sure is. Specifically, the gold coating from the replica sword. You barely have to touch that stuff, and it'll stick right to you. And there's some on her wrist because...
I got it! Because she got hit with the sword! Right there on her wrist!
I see. And so the truth draws ever closer.
Okay, shut up, Yamada.
Alright, then it's about time to solve this mystery.
What happened in my room? I'm gonna let Sayaka say that's what we need to make clear. A bit more things. Are you gonna use these non-stop debates? Starting with the next debate, I'll start loading multiple truth bullets in your truth cylinder. But just like with the weak spots, only one of those bullets can actually refute the proper statement. From here on out, you'll have to combine the right truth bullets with the right weak points to refute each statement. Come up with the wrong combination, you'll get damage to the first game. need to rotate the cylinder and choose a bullet to fire. I haven't set the kind because I'm not sure. Wow. Why is it doing this? They set it right to the highest difficulty. Replica sword sheath, replica knife set, and replica sword.
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt.
I'm gonna assume it's replica.
Sword-based sneak attack.
And that's what broke Miss Maizono's wrist.
So, she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away. But then the culprit took that from her too.
And they killed her with it.
And that's exactly what happened.
If the person with the sword really did attack first, then there's no explanation for how a certain part of the sword got damaged. Oh, the sheath!
When the fighting broke out,
the sword sheath got
culprit
damaged.
grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
Oh wait, was that?
My Zono's
I just realized, was that first part what I'm looking for?
She tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away. But then the culprit took that from her too.
And they killed her.
And that's exactly what happened.
When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the... And that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
No, that's wrong.
Got to do with the sheath? Because the sheath was damaged. Great.
Actually, no. I don't think the fight started with the sword.
Why not?
Because the sword sheath had been scratched. See? There's a gash in it. Like someone cut into it with something sharp.
A knife.
Something sharp? You mean like the kitchen knife? That was the only sharp thing found at the scene.
Stop jumping ahead. Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
If the sword was used first, there wouldn't be any explanation for the scratch on the sheath. If you were going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first, right?
That's true. With the sheath on, it'd be heavy and bulky and useless as shit.
Okay, so how did the sheath get damaged?
A bunch of
If they got
scratches
attacked
everywhere.
with the kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive impulse. In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword.
So you're saying the sword was initially used to defend against an attack from the knife?
Which means whoever had the kitchen knife was the one who attacked first.
I think I get it. So here's how it all played out. The culprit came in, found the kitchen knife hidden there somewhere. Then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before she knew what was happening. So she grabbed the sword to defend herself. But then the culprit took that from her too. Then, after they broke her wrist with the sword, they took the knife and finished it.
Sorry, but I don't think Sayaka used the sword to defend herself.
It seems Sayaka might have been the attacker.
How the hell can you not think that?
Because she never held the sword at all. There's a certain part of her body that makes this clear.
Her hand. Her body that shows that she never used the sword. Once you use the sword, which part of your body would you have to touch?
I got it!
You're talking about her palms, right? The palms of her hands were perfectly clean. So I don't think she ever picked up the sword.
Nope, it makes it easier because now we know the culprit was the one that had the sword.
Know that just by looking at her palms.
Like I said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right off. All you have to do is touch it. In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has already come off the handle. It's safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands. There's really no way she could have picked it up and come away completely clean.
Maybe she washed her hands after she escaped into the bathroom.
Sorry, but I don't think
Because
so.
they're still around nighttime.
Why do you say that? Is it because you think I'm ugly?
There's no correlation!
No, that's not it at all.
There's no correlation. Or Sayaka watched her go cording off her hands because the regulation talks about happening in the bathrooms at night. The water was off because it was around nighttime. The water
According
turns
to the
off.
Monokuma file, Sayaka's time of death was around 1:30
Which is
a.m.
between 10 p.m. and 7 a.m. the nighttime
In
hours.
other words, at nighttime. And the water in the bathroom shuts off at nighttime, right?
Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, I haven't taken a shower here yet.
Ew.
Oh, my.
You're no different. You smell like a big, fat, ugly donkey.
I'm not sure whether to take that as an insult or a compliment.
An insult, obviously.
Like, bruh.
So anyway, if Sayaka never touched the sword, then that means the killer is the only one who used the sword.
And they would have had some gold on it.
If that's right, then the one who damaged the sheath with the kitchen knife was...
She would have had to have been the one without the sword, which would have been Sayaka.
Sayaka? She had the kitchen knife?
But we already said that the attack started with...
The person with the knife attacked first, and the sword was used as an impromptu defense.
And we already made clear that Sayaka didn't have the sword.
The one who attacked first was...
Sayaka?
Now do you understand? She wasn't a blameless victim in this.
No, far from it. It's almost as if she'd been planning to commit a murder of her own.
What?
She took the knife from the kitchen, then invited the culprit to the room she was staying in. And if it's true that she had the kitchen knife and attacked without provocation...
Indeed. These are all the actions of an assailant.
She was so innocent!
Which brings up another point. Makoto, Sayaka was the one who suggested you two switch rooms, correct? Maybe the reason she wanted to switch rooms was so that she could pin the crime on you. That is a possibility.
Why?
Sayaka wanted to... on me?
That would also explain why she would switch the nameplates. She wanted to get whoever she had targeted to come to Makoto's room, where she was staying. And by committing the murder there, instead of her room, that would implicate Makoto. But for that to work, the target had to be lured out, while still keeping the room swap a secret. If
Why?
the target knew she had switched rooms, they would have become suspicious right away.
Sayaka!
So all that's why she switched the names?
But doesn't that plan seem a little risky? For one thing, even if her plan worked, Mr. Naegi would just tell everyone they'd switched rooms.
I don't know. I'm not sure our soft-hearted Makoto is capable of that kind of cutthroat behavior. I'm sure Sayaka realized the same thing, which is why out of all of us, she asked him to switch rooms.
Plus, she was the ultimate pop sensation. A totally forgettable kid. Or a national superstar. Who are you more likely to believe?
Wait, then you're saying she had this all planned out?
Holy shit!
But in the end, her plan backfired. She launched her attack with the knife, then found herself under attack in turn. That must be when her wrist got broken, and she was forced to drop the knife.
Sayaka, why?
The tables were suddenly turned on her, and she died at the hands of the one she'd planned to murder.
That's how she knew their name.
That can't be true.
That's how she was able to write their name, because she already knew from the start.
Because, hey! You guys have totally derailed the argument.
Sayaka, no.
You're being super boring right now. Come on, hurry up and decide who did it. Wouldn't it be awful if I had to punish you all just because you ran out of time?
Oh yeah, we gotta decide who we think did it.
Makoto, right now you just need to concentrate on figuring out the answer to this mystery. If we can't uncover who murdered Sayaka, it's over for all of us.
Is it really all over? Obviously I'm committed to finding out who killed her, but what can I do? As far as clues go, there's nothing left. Oh my god. So Sayaka was both the culprit and the victim. Dying message.
It's easy just to say, hey, decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues, right?
How would you know?
Very well. Then let's review all the clues we've found up to this point one more time.
Oh, I just realized the right side shows you how many more people have to talk.
Die! If we don't do something, we're all gonna die!
There's still one clue left, I'm sure, that Sayaka left on the wall she's leaning up against. Oh yeah, the numbers.
It's easy just to say, hey, decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues, right?
Wrong.
No, that's wrong.
Great. The break part is fun.
There still might be one clue left. Sayaka's dying message.
Dining? Wait, what did you say?
Dining? Dining message.
The dying message. She wrote something on the wall behind her, remember?
11037.
11037. Written in her own blood. There must be a clue about the killer hidden in there.
Well, before we get too far into that, I need to ask, can we really be sure that Sayaka is the one who wrote it?
There's no question that Sayaka wrote that message, and I can prove it. The index finger is all bloody.
Her left index finger had blood on it. That could only be because she used that finger to write the message.
I see. She broke her right wrist during the fight, so she'd have to use her left hand to write.
Sure. I think we can all agree Sayaka wrote it.
Sorry, I have to make sure I'm not missing anything.
What the heck do those numbers mean? 11037?
Hey, Chihiro. You're a computer nerd or whatever, right? You should know all about numbers and shit.
No, that's not... Yes, I'm a programmer, but I don't see any kind of meaning in these numbers.
Of course. It's because they're not numbers.
Oh, yeah, it looks like...
Huh? What?
No, it's just... look at the numbers, assuming they're not numbers. Don't these first two, 1-1, look less like two numbers and more like one letter?
Ah, you're right. The connecting line is barely there, so I assumed it was 1-1.
I saw it right away.
Looking at it now, you could also read it as an N.
Whoa, you might have finally just said something worth a shit.
Our little gray cells are really getting excited now.
But even if that really is an N, N037, doesn't make any more sense than before.
Damn it, it's no use. I just don't know.
Rotate the image 180 degrees.
Yep, flip it upside down. Rotate it. I think maybe I see something.
Oh my god. Now I see. She wrote down the killer's name.
Huh? You just shot past the clue part and right onto who did it. So, whose name did she write?
Sayaka's dying message reveals the real killer's name. Turn the message 180 degrees. It should become crystal clear. 11037. Leon Kawaka.
Here's my answer. The key to solving this mystery was simply to rotate the writing 180 degrees. If you turn the message around, it becomes the letters L-E-O-N. L-E-O-N. Or more accurately, Leon.
What the hell are you talking about? It's just a coincidence. It's just a bunch of random squiggles that happen to look like my name.
No, it's not random at all. She wrote that message on the wall behind her as she was leaning up against it. In that position, she couldn't move to write normally, and had to write upside down, as it were. And as a result, when you look at it standing in front of her, it ends up getting flipped. Try it for yourself if you want. Write something sitting like her, and the letters will be inverted.
That sounds like one hell of a stretch to me. I'm the killer? You can't just go and say shit like that.
I'm not
if
just
you're
saying,
not the
buddy.
killer, then why did you try to destroy the evidence?
Huh?
You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The evidence Leon tried to get rid of?
Evidence that Leon tried to get rid of. It's that thing I found on the ground in front of Incinerator, right? This the shirt piece?
You mean the burnt shirt piece I found laying on the ground by the incinerator, right?
As the killer stabbed Sayaka, they must have gotten some of her blood on them. And to dispose of the shirt covered in the victim's blood, they threw it into the incinerator.
But one piece burned off and got left behind.
And the killer didn't notice. If they had, they most certainly would have panicked. Isn't that right, Leon?
But is one scrap of fabric enough to conclude that Leon is guilty?
Yeah, I mean, Leon's not the only one wearing a white button-up.
That's right. There are plenty of other people here with shirts like mine. With just that one little charred piece, there's no way you can say for sure who it belongs to.
On the defensive.
You're right. That alone isn't enough. But there are some other points that may reveal the truth.
Are you finally starting to understand? The answers to all the riddles are right here.
Yeah, I think so.
The burnt remains of the button-up shirt, which the killer wasn't able to get rid of. Something about it we need to pay attention to in order to figure out who's responsible. We know where it was disposed. We know how it was. Oh, we don't know when it was. The time the shirt was destroyed. If we focus on that, the killer will become time it was destroyed. We put time it was destroyed on?
Shoot!
Damn it! I actually thought that would have been it.
I got it! If you look closely at how the shirt was disposed of, we should be able to figure out who the killer is.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I think I know what you're gonna say. You can't reach the incinerator without opening the gate in front of the trash room, right? And obviously, you wouldn't be able to hit the switch to turn it on either. You'd need the key to get in, and the one with the key was the person on cleaning duty. So the killer had to be whoever was in charge of taking care of the trash, right?
Interesting.
That's wrong. There was another way to use the incinerator without being the one on cleaning duty. And that's exactly what proves Leon is the real killer. Shadow. The crystal ball.
The key to the trash room. Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right?
So the only one who could get to the incinerator was the person in charge of the trash?
And you'd have to get close to the incinerator in order to destroy the evidence.
No.
The only possible suspect is whoever had the trash room key.
Okay, so the person who would have had the trash room key was... Huh? Me? No!
Yes, he was a way to use the incinerator without using the trash room key. He was able to turn the incinerator on by using something I found on the ground nearby. Yeah, you don't have to get near it. Because Yamada mentioned it wasn't on earlier.
And you'd have to get close to the incinerator in order to destroy the...
No, that's wrong.
Great.
Hold on. I think I know how someone could dispose of the evidence without using the trash room key.
But if you can't get past the gate...
You could turn on the incinerator, could you?
Yes, you could. If you used this.
What is it, some kind of glass ball? It's busted to hell.
Actually, it was supposed to be a crystal ball, but
But how would you use it?
Killer had to use a glass ball in a certain way, which was... The switch was about here, so they threw it. I mean, that's how it would have broken, too.
The killer simply took aim at the incinerator switch and threw the ball through a gap in the gate. All they had to do was hit that switch, and the incinerator would come to life.
Someone threw that through a gap in the gate?
Remember what you said before, Hifumi?
Someone turned the incinerator on. Very strange. I'm quite certain it was off last time I was down here. Perhaps it was the work of a fairy.
Hifumi had the key, so the only way the incinerator could have been turned on without his knowledge was because the killer was able to hit the switch without opening the gate. Once they got the incinerator going, all they had to do was ball up the shirt and toss it in.
Hey, come on! What the hell is this?
All you have to do is look at the scene to know that the killer never actually went inside the trash room. The shards of broken glass, the incinerator left running, the piece of shirt that escaped the fire. If the killer had been on cleaning duty, the evidence would have been taken care of much more thoroughly.
Wait, no, just hold on.
But the distance from the gate to the incinerator has to be at least 30 feet, right? The pinpoint accuracy you'd need to throw a glass ball that far and hit something that small. Could someone really do that?
That's right. There's no way. It'd be impossible.
Difficult, absolutely. Impossible? I don't think so. Because the killer is
baseball player. Wouldn't have been much of a challenge at all for the killer because they were the ultimate baseball star.
Because the killer is the ultimate baseball star. Isn't that right, Leon?
Do you have any idea how stupid you sound right now?
A target 30 feet away would surely be little challenge for the ultimate baseball star.
I really hate that face, Celeste.
You can't be serious. I'm not the killer! These goddamn shepherd brains have got it all wrong, I'm telling you!
You still won't admit it? Okay then. Makoto, go ahead and review the incident one more time to make his crime perfectly clear. And with that, we can end this.
Listen to me! What the hell do you mean, end this?
Say what you want, Leon. But all the questions have been answered, and the truth has been revealed. Now here's what happened.
The closing argument. Every case has one last element to bring the class trial to an end. This is the closing argument. Phase, you'll give a complete summary of the case. You have to reproduce the flow of events in the case one of a comic book. You note that in the comic book there are a number of pieces missing. It's up to you to complete the comic using the provided truth panel. Take aim at a missing section and press the A button. Holy cow, you're gonna hit that might lead to a breakthrough. Well then, good luck and have fun, of course. Close, climax, and my room was at the scene of the crime. They seem to begin when the killer enters. So this one? First, when Sayaka attacked the killer with a knife, they noticed something in my room. At least they gave you half an hour to do this. No, go back! They noticed the gold. But this is they used that odds to deflect Sayaka's attack, which is why the evidence was damaged. Actually, I want to see the hint, but I'm pretty sure that's what's the hint. The killer countered Sayaka's attack with an attack of their own. What did they do next? They forced the bathroom door open. So he used his toolkit then. After she was stabbed, Sayaka used the last of her strength to leave something behind. The killer used an item in my room to dispose of evidence. I hate to see if that's actually it. Do all these get used? So I might need to come back to this one. I'm not sure. I think the killer threw active incinerator. It must have been. What? No. It keeps. It's actually annoying. It keeps flicking like that. What the killer threw in the incinerator was. Oh, that's what I figured. So this, I'm gonna move over here, then I have to go back and figure out the other one is. Okay, dispose of evidence, they used the lint roller. How did I not notice? The other pictures show the lint roller, so I should have put that there. What the? What's that? Right then, the lint roller. The piece of evidence behind the trash room was this.
Here's exactly what happened. I think I'd better take one more look back at the case from the beginning. Last night, the killer went to the room Sayaka was in. In other words, my room. From what we can tell, Sayaka invited that person there intending to kill them. She attacked them with the knife she'd taken from the kitchen earlier.
Just so innocent, though. Why do I have to believe this?
But then something happened that she wasn't prepared for. They grabbed the fake sword I put in my room and fought back. During the struggle, a strike from the sword broke Sayaka's right wrist. And that's when she lost her grip on the kitchen knife. Finding herself cornered, Sayaka panicked and ran into the bathroom. The killer went after her, but couldn't get the bathroom door open. What they didn't know was that my bathroom door got stuck easily, and there was a trick to opening it. Sayaka knew about that because I told her, but of course the killer had no way of knowing. So instead, the killer forced the door open, took the kitchen knife, and stabbed Sayaka. But with what strength she had remaining, Sayaka left a dying message. To keep the killer from noticing, she wrote it on the wall behind her. And with that, all her strength was gone. With Sayaka dead, the killer quickly began destroying the evidence. First, they took off their shirt, which was covered in their victim's blood. Then they took the lint roller in my room and cleaned up the entire area.
A lint roller that's
wanted to
on
make sure
the
they
entire
got rid
room.
of any trace they'd ever been there.
Oh yeah, because its hair color does stand out. Orange.
Afterwards, the killer headed to the trash room to destroy their bloody shirt. They tried to burn the shirt using the incinerator there. But the trash room was blocked off by an especially sturdy gate, preventing access to the incinerator. So they came up with a plan to use Hiro's crystal ball, which he'd left in the laundry room. The killer managed to throw the ball through the gap in the gate and hit the incinerator switch. For any normal person, that'd be an impossible throw, but the killer had the confidence to take a shot. And that's because the killer was the ultimate baseball star.
Yep.
The crystal ball, thrown with absolute precision, hit the switch on the incinerator, which then quickly roared to life. Having destroyed the final piece of evidence, they left the area with, I imagine, a sigh of relief. But there was one thing they missed. Part of the shirt they'd thrown into the fire burnt away and fell out of the incinerator. The killer didn't notice this, and so left behind a piece of indisputable evidence.
Leon Kawata.
Isn't that right, Leon?
Complete!
It would appear that Hiro simply forgot his crystal ball in the laundry room. You went there to try and wash the blood out of your shirt, and that's where you saw it, right? Seeing the ball, you thought of a way to take care of everything.
So, Leon, do you object to anything that's been said?
Do I object? Hell yes, I object! Of course I do! I object! I object! I object! I mean, all of this is just a bunch of stupid theories! You need evidence! Where's the evidence? Without evidence, it's all bullshit! It's bullshit and I refuse to acknowledge it!
Well then, I guess this is as good a time as any to present the evidence that proves you did it. Makoto, I believe you're in possession of that evidence.
I have the evidence? First bullet time battle is about to begin. Sometimes during the clash, your opponent simply won't want to hear what you have to say, and you will engage them in a head-to-head battle. I like to refer to these as bullet time battle, aka the BTB, by the way. BTW. During the BTB, you want to start your opponent's statement in time with the rhythm. Match your button press each tempo marker as they move across the screen and reach the center. Press the A button and lock onto an important statement. And destroy the statement that you locked onto with the button and the Y marker as the tempo marker. This method de-games your opponent. If you can't pull it off, you'll be the one in. Consecutively, you'll start a combo, keep going up, you initiate tempo. But if you keep missing, you'll get into a tempo down situation. We'll change it, so there's a timing for hitting each button, so watch out for that. Deal enough damage to your opponent in the weak spot damage. It's the Y button to shoot it down with a truth bullet, like any other statement. If you hit the statement fast enough, you'll come. Have fun!
When the killer removed the screws from the doorknob, they didn't use anything from your room to do it. Instead, they must have used something that belonged to them.
I refuse to acknowledge you! You're stupid! Stupid, stupid, stupid!
5th grade
stupid, 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 stupid!
I have to it's a kill, I need to figure it out.
Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! It wasn't me! Stupid! You lied! Stop talking! Shut up! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! Stupid! You lied! Shut up! Where's your proof? Where's your proof?
This should prove it.
Great. That was actually pretty fun.
The screws on the bathroom doorknob were removed. I wonder what kind of tool the killer used to remove them.
I mean, it had to be a screwdriver, right?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure the toolkits we got each had one inside.
And that must be what he used. There aren't any other tools anywhere.
But the toolkit in my room had clearly never been used.
That's because the culprit didn't know it was your room. They thought they were in Sayaka's room.
And the girls have sewing kits.
Only the boys got toolkits, so the killer naturally assumed there wouldn't be one in there.
Okay, then whose toolkit did the killer use?
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
Shut the hell up!
It had to be their very own toolkit.
Stupid, 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 stupid!
Leon, would you mind showing us your toolkit? If I'm right about this, then the screwdriver will show some evidence of being used.
Stupid, stupid, stupid!
Huh? And if you say you used it for something else, you'll have to explain exactly when, where, and why.
And let me say this right now. I lost it isn't an excuse at this point.
Stupid.
You can hear him crying. He knows he's known he's lost. Yep, his world's turning right before his eyes.
So, you have no rebuttal?
Then it would seem we are finished here.
This animation. Hey, we got A. And more Kuma coins.
Looks like you've reached your verdict. Then are we ready to cast our votes?
Absolutely.
You all have a lever in front of you. Use it to make your selection. Oh, just to remind you all, make triple sure you vote for someone. You wouldn't want to be punished for something so minor, right? Okay, then let's get excited! Who will be chosen as the Blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
He's excited. Who was found guilty? Monokuma votes. Yeah, it does it by itself. Huh? I didn't even do anything. It just does it by itself. We got Leon. Looks like you got it right on the money. The Blackened in this case, the one that killed Sayaka, was none other than Leon Kawata.
Huh? Hey, hold on.
Hold on a second. Leon, did you really kill Sayaka?
But...
I don't believe it.
You son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch, what the hell is wrong with you?
I didn't have a choice.
It was kill or be killed.
So, that's why...
I killed her first.
None of you are any different!
Punk step and you'd be the one standing here. It was a complete chance that I wound up like this.
I was just... unlucky. That's all. Hey! Come on!
You expect me to just accept my death? Everything's become clear. The decision we made was right after all. But when I think about it, honestly, I'd be better off if it'd been wrong. Because if what we came up with is really the truth, then the truth is that Sayaka was trying to frame me. But even if that's true, I can't say she was wrong. They're all the mastermind. It's all because of that video. It's all in there. If I was there and the video actually had something to do with me, I can't even imagine. Now we're trapped here with no way out. It's probably waiting for me.
What?
Can't afford to be stuck in here. The one thing that was more important to her than anything else, her dreams, her friends. to see something like this happen to them, and Sayaka. I did whatever it took to reach that dream. I mean it, even some things that weren't so pleasant. And that's why Sayaka, for the friends that meant so much to her, that's why she betrayed me. So, when she said...
No matter what happens, please always be there for me. I need you on my side.
She was lying to me right from the very beginning. She was using me. Is that why she talked to me in the first place? I guess I'll never know. Because there's nothing I can do to ask her what she was thinking. Once you're dead, that's that. Boy howdy, the entertainment industry must sure be terrifying, huh? I mean, to try and kill someone just because of those relationships.
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
She seems so nice and lovely on the outside, but inside, she's descended into pure madness. What did you say? I understand. Really, I do. Yep. You're in utter despair thanks to Sayaka's betrayal, right? Compassion, intimacy, love. The stronger those feelings, the stronger the despair when they're the closest. Stop screwing with us. This is all your fault. Sayaka being forced to do something like that. All of it. Everything. It's all your fault. Suddenly, in a frenzy, I lunged at Monokuma. But...
That's enough.
As as I was, Kyoko latched onto my arm without hesitation. Her grip was like iron, strong enough I was sure it would leave a bruise.
Calm down.
If you really want to make your enemies pay for what they've done, you need to let it go for now. Damn it!
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
Ah, that was a close one. I thought for sure you were gonna give me a good walloping. Just barely avoided punishment, you did.
Yes, indeed.
Now then, since you have magnificently revealed the identity of the killer during the class trial, the Blackened, Leon Kawata, will receive his punishment.
Punishment? You mean execution?
Execution is execution, he said.
Wait a second!
I didn't have a choice. I had to kill her.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. I was protecting myself in the heat of the moment. It was self-defense.
Is that okay?
How exactly was it self-defense? When you forced your way into the bathroom, did you or did you not use your very own toolkit? After she shut herself in the bathroom, you went out of your way to head back to your own room. Then you come all the way back, broke into the bathroom, and killed her. Am I wrong?
Do you understand?
You had any number of chances to stop what you were doing, but you chose not to. Is it not because you had unclouded intent to commit murder?
So,
No, that's not... Stop it! I've had enough of this.
Oh.
Are you sure? You were closer to her than anyone, were you not? You killed your precious Sayaka, do you understand? I don't even know how I feel about Sayaka anymore, now knowing that she used me. I can't say Leon is solely to blame. Of course, I don't plan on blaming Sayaka either, because the one to blame is him.
Huh?
So, if it weren't for you, this never would have happened to Sayaka or Leon. We wouldn't be fighting each other. We wouldn't be fighting against the one who put us in the situation, the mastermind.
Unbelievable.
Uh-oh, did you awaken to your sense of justice?
Hey!
Well, it just so happens that there's nothing more unethical than an unwavering sense of justice. After all, it's people with that sort of mentality that perpetuate war all over the world. Is that the kind of justice that's awakened within you? Just shut up! Okay, well, anyway, more importantly, let's hurry up and get to everyone's been waiting for the punishment. Thrills, chills, and kills, people.
I'm begging you, please, don't do this.
Hey!
No more begging, no more excuses. You must pay the penalty for breaking the rules. Society demands it. The only rule that was broken was that he was caught.
Stop, please!
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment!
For Leon Kawata, the ultimate baseball star.
No!
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
Now that I think about it, you should really feel bad for everyone in here. Forced to kill each other. And yep, the first execution. Leon has been found guilty. Time for the execution, or time for the punishment. Go right by the collar. Ooh. The ultimate baseball star gets the ultimate baseball punishment. Ultimate baseball punishment. Yep. Load them up. And fire. To 1,000 below. See all that blood too. Yep, that done it. Leon is dead. Oh boy. This just leaves me with more angst for the rest of this game. What we saw, that was a true face of despair. I mean, if we can't call it that, then what else would we call it?
Extreme!
Man, my adrenaline is pumping right out of control. What's going on? I can't take this anymore. Do we really have to keep doing this? I just can't take it. Well, hey, if you don't like it. All you gotta do is switch to cut all ties to the outside world and accept living here forever. But that's only if every single one of you can get on board with that.
Damn you!
Man, fuck you! Why the fuck are you doing all this evil shit like this to us?
What the heck?
Evil? You make it sound like I'm some dark, awful, secret society type of guy.
Say what?
Well, in that case, a dark, awful, secret society type of bear.
Well...
so why are you putting an upstanding young citizen like me through such a grueling ordeal?
Hey,
Seems like you're trying to use common sense to make sense of something that doesn't make sense. They're trying to put a mile on a scale. I just don't think it's possible. Hey, I don't think what you're saying and what I'm saying quite fit together. Piece of shit, I don't know who you are, but I'm gonna pound your ass into the ground. You must really hate me to get so angry, huh? But if you do that, you're barking way up the wrong tree. What happened because more than one of you decided you wanted to get out, right? No matter how much time passes, you can't cut free your regrets from the outside world. You're to blame. Of course you can't cut free from the outside world, being trapped in this insane place. You're trapped, are you? Well, I'm sure once you learn all the mysteries of school, your thinking will change for sure. You'll think, boy, isn't it so wonder how we all get to live here forever?
What does this mean?
What are you trying to say?
Hey.
I feel like there's some deeper meaning hidden in there. Just like before.
Chills! Chills! Kills!
Anyway, since the blackened punishment, that's what everyone is waiting for after all.
Hey.
When you say everyone, who exactly are you referring to? Sorry, I said everything I've got to say. I need to save some of the fun for later. And just like that, he was gone. He left us there, overwhelmed by a nightmare turned reality. Damn, that hit hard. Even after he was gone, we stood there forever and unable to move. Actually, no, it wasn't that long, I think. Everyone just lost their sense of time. We were all too scared. Scared of being alone. No one even tried to speak. Their faces were stone, their voices dead. But it was in the moment.
Just a second.
Makoto, can I talk to you for a second? She moved in close and whispered into my ear.
Makoto.
Before we head back, there's something I want to talk to you about. It's about Sayaka, isn't it? I'm surprised you figured it out.
Listen.
I told you before the class trial started. You had to figure out the mystery of this case yourself. You wanted me to realize how Sayaka betrayed me by myself, didn't you? That thought never even crossed my mind. I feel like such a fool becoming such an easy target like that.
It's true.
Sayaka meant to double-cross you. That's a fact that you can never change. But even till the very end, she wasn't sure of her decision. That's why, as she lay dying, she was thinking of you. She was thinking of me? You can't just say something like that. I mean, there's no way you can know that. Only Sayaka would know for sure, and we can't ask her now.
However...
Even if you can't ask her, you can infer, don't you think? Her final thought was how she could protect you. What?
So...
The fact that she used her last ounce of energy to leave her dying message proves it. If she didn't care what happened to you, she never would have left that message. Well, maybe she just wanted to get back to the person who had killed her.
Certainly.
That's certainly one possibility, but I don't think that's what it was.
Anyway...
She was uncertain. She wasn't sure she could kill someone or deceive you. Which is why her plan failed. Her hesitation attracted failure.
Right.
It's almost ironic when you think about it. Why are you telling me all this? Because you're the kind of person who can overcome this. Because you can move past the depths of your friends, Sayaka, and Leon, and keep moving forward. Okay, so we're just gonna leave Junko out of this. Okay, that's cool. I didn't like her anyways.
Correct.
Without someone like that, the others would never be able to break free of such a desperate situation. Move past their depths? I could never do that. No. I'm going to carry them with me for the rest of my life. How can I possibly move past something like that? Leon, Sayaka, I'll carry them with me forever. I'll carry their memories with me wherever I go. So instead of forgetting them, you're choosing the hard road. Well, I have high expectations for you. As she said that, she revealed the smallest smile.
Hey.
By the way, I have to admit, I'm curious. How did you know I wanted to talk to you about Sayaka? I'm saying... Oh! Why are you using the joke now?
What?
Kidding. I just have pretty good intuition. Motherfucker used the same... Sure, we couldn't have a piece without that. Yep. 3 people dead. With a spare bat. One of the loneliest numbers is an accomplishment I just got. Either way, that's it. And well, bye.